Hello everybody and welcome back to another Starfield video. Today, I'm going to go over as many of the changes that I have found in the May update of Starfield. So honestly, we're going to get right into it. So if you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good jazz. We're going to go crazy once Creations comes out, and let's get to it. Now, starting off is a pretty obvious one. It is frames per second, or FPS as it's commonly known by. If you didn't know, with this update, Starfield is now a 60 FPS game, and oh my god, does it actually feel amazing. So you're currently seeing it in 60 frames per second, and if you go to your settings and you go down to display, this is where you can see your performance or visual mode, and all of your other settings like frames per second. So while you're in here, you can go ahead and switch it to 60 frames, and you can set if you want visual or performance mode on. Now, personally, I did not notice any difference in gameplay, like any frame drops on an Xbox Series X while in visual mode. So I have to say that I kind of like 60 frames visual mode. I know that's kind of weird, but I don't know. It feels better to me. I don't notice a difference except for the visuals. So having visual mode on makes it look the best and the best performance. Also, with this update is city map markers. So while you're in major cities, pulling out your scanner will put a map marker of like literally everything now, including restaurants, bars, stores, ammo shops, everything of the sort. Train stations if you're in New Atlantis. It is pretty cool. And that's not the only thing that changes, because while you can look at everything here in your scanner, if you need just that, slight bit more detailed map, maybe you see it, but you're not really sure how to get there and whatnot, you can go ahead and open up the surface map to get an even better view. When you open up your surface map, you're going to literally get a surface map of all the map markers. So if something didn't make sense, if it's below you, well, now you can kind of see that, oh, it's in a different section that I might have to take a train. And it even maps in the actual shape of your ship. Like, what? Another change that is here with Starfield, this might be the biggest change, is that if you go into your settings and then gameplay options, you now have a wide variety of settings you can change that shapes the game how to you like it. Like, you can turn on stuff that makes it more difficult. And you can turn on stuff that makes, you can't heal by sleeping. I mean, you have to find a doctor to heal you. Or just anything of that sort. Make the environment more hazardous. Make infections happen and all that. It's so much better with these settings. I'm so happy Starfield has this now, because it really makes the game feel more punishing. And in my case, I feel like that's better because it makes me actually have to go to the cities to find doctors and just to kind of heal up and get better, because obviously without a doctor, you're going to die, because there is a lot of inflictions caused. Planets are so much more severe, and yeah. With this update, you might have also noticed Sustenance inside of the menu here in gameplay options. So now there is a feature where you have to eat and drink, not necessarily to survive, but you have to eat and drink. And here's what I mean. So Sustenance is that when you turn it on, you can have it that food and drink grants negative or positive effects based on how often you eat or drink. Now, you will notice that when you have this setting on, some food and drink items will have a fed or a hydration timer. So when you have nothing, when you have not eaten or drinking in a long time, as you can see, you gain negative benefits from malnourishment and dehydration. Now, this is bad. So it's always a good thing to carry some extra food with you to be able to take it around with you, or it gives you a reason to come back to restaurants and bars around major cities. As you can see, this alien stir fry, or stew, whatever you want to call it, has a 30-minute timer of fed. So once I eat this, I have 30 minutes real time of not having to worry about it, and actually getting some positive effects rather than my negative effects. So, of course, with food, you also need drinks. So we have a Boom Pop Root Beer here. And, I'm just going to be honest with everybody, you can't really go wrong with a good old root beer. Root beer sounds pretty good right now. But regardless, when you eat and drink, you will see that you get hydrated and fed instead of dehydrated and malnourished. And this gives you the exact same effects, but instead of subtracting those percentages, they add those percentages. So you get bonuses and just all positives. So enough with the food business. Now head on over to your ship and you're going to see that you have some new stuff you can build here. And obviously this was a big selling point, so you might know this one already. Inside of your shipbuilding menu, there are now empty habs, allowing you to decorate these however you want. This basically adds the outpost feature inside of your ship. As you can see, when you go into the empty habs, it is, well, empty. And it only has kind of the stuff that's in the walls still built. Things like bathrooms and beds. Now, you can choose which one you want, armory and all that, and that will change the shape and the layout of your place. Now, I will add that you can decorate even already built and decorated habs. So if you don't want an empty hab and you choose like a actually fully furnished, living quarters, you can still add what you want to it. So it's kind of up to you, but this is going to add a lot of variety. And when I say ships are going to look a lot different inside, ships are going to look a lot different inside. And hey, you can even put a self-service bounty kiosk in your ship. And that allows you to clear your bounties from anywhere, just inside of your ship. And you can even put up some armory stuff all around to display those huge 10 out of 10 graded goodies that now you can display, whether it's spacesuits, weapons, or anything of that sort. You can even place chests to make a storage area. And I mean, why not? Add some storage and keep some more in your ship. And yes, this also works with the Starborn Guardian, the ship you get in New Game Plus. You can fully decorate it, and I'm not going to lie, this is one of my biggest icks with Starfield, was that I couldn't decorate the inside of the ship. It was plain, barren. Now I'm starting to think I'm going to use this again. And in the Outpost, there are now new things, like numbers and letters. There are new beds, because who doesn't want new beds? Planters, I noticed only this one. I don't think that was in the game before. Some desk, and I definitely noticed a bunch of new paintings and pictures and posters and stuff for you. This is not everything that's new, because I cannot remember every single little thing that's new. So these are just some of the new things that I know for sure are new, and there's going to be a lot more for you to explore and find. With that, have you ever been annoyed at talking to somebody and your camera gets moved into their face? Well, I have the thing for you. If you go into your settings and you head down to the accessibility section, you will be able to turn off the dialogue camera. Now, when you do this, it's kind of obvious. When you turn off dialogue camera and you talk to somebody, you will stay wherever your camera was, whether third or first person. You will stay like so. Another feature here is that when you walk into the Unity, you will be able to change everything. And this is not like walking into an enhance and coming out with a new face. This is like, that feeling when you go into a barbershop and you get that perfect haircut and you walk out and you literally feel like a completely brand new man? Yeah, that's the feeling I'm talking about. When you go into the Unity, you can change everything, including traits and DNA. With that being said, that's almost the end, but we got a few more here, or at least one more. We have the kind of AFK camera like this. If you're like me, I love the ambiance of Starfield, and this camera is the most annoying feature they ever added into the game. Well, now if you go down to your settings, into accessibility, you can turn off the Vanity Camera. So that means that now when you're AFK, you will just stay like this or in first person. Wherever your camera was, it's staying. No more floating around like a moon around your head, because that annoyed me. And every time I'd go on my phone for 2 minutes, I would come back up, and some reason I was orbiting my head. It was very annoying. But now that is gone. And honestly, I know there's a lot of great features, but that is my favorite. That's how much it annoyed me. So with all of that being said, that's the end of this video. There may be some more changes in there that are more minor that I have not noticed yet. There is so much with this update that you need to dive back in. If you've been waiting for a good update to do it, now's the time. And we know that with Shattered Space and Creations coming up, that there's going to be Land Rovers and a ton of more things that there is no reason you should want to miss it. So absolutely come back to Starfield, or if you're like me and you never left, well, it's time to log back in, because it is some good stuff in here now. So with all that being said, I hope you liked the video. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good jazz. We're going to go crazy once creations come out. And yeah, So with all that being said, I will see you in the Starfield.